Yo, what's up guys? Terrell here. Bakuman Season 2, Episode 8, review. I'm okay. Okay, the cough is still lingering. But anyways, when I said I'm okay, I'm referring to the episode. I don't really know, because it's one of those episodes that it's heartwarming in its own right, but at the same time, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed that they didn't even attempt to make the Chief seem like he wasn't on bullshit, because now it just seems like that entire thing with the Chief just seemed like the Chief was just on some bullshit. And then the fact that he gave up so easily. He gave up. Now mind you, the fucking episode skips in the course of, what is it, like 10 weeks? Like 9 weeks and shit is quote unquote how long this episode is based around. But just the fact that through the 10 episodes, the episode is just predictable as shit. Like, it's like the editors and Team Fukuda meet. They have a conversation. They go on strike. Hiruma's happy as fuck because Hiruma's a... Yeah, I will agree with your Tango with this one. He is pretty fucking funny. I think it was him and George told me that Hiruma's pretty funny. Hiruma is pretty funny, so I'll give you that. I just like that entire whole spiel with him. Like, it's like, Hiruma, you're only happy because you don't have to fucking draw. He's like, no, I'm backing up Ashirogi Sensei because, you know, it's a travesty for them not being able to be published until April. And this is like, no, it's because you don't want to draw. And then I like how it's like, well, you better keep drawing manuscripts just in case. And he's like, what? He's like, yeah, I was of course gonna do that. Oh, I thought it was funny. But it's like predictable. Like the reason why I love the episode, I think the episode is heartwarming in a sense, is because you get more Azuki and Psycho moments, which we know we're not going to get for a while. So, I mean, in that case, I do like the hospital shit, purely just because of the Azuki stuff. I do know from the opening that we will get to some stuff revolving Iwase, which hopefully gets some more development for Kai and Shujin, because we haven't seen, like, any true development of that since, like, the Kiss thing, which I still think is awesome. But I mean, the way it turned out isn't bad, but it's kind of underwhelming because I don't know, I don't know, maybe it's because I like Bakuman so much. I had a higher standard. Like, I hoped that there would be some type of deeper meaning to it, and the Chief wasn't just simply not letting him draw because his uncle died from overworking himself. Like, I wish he went in there and kind of explained it, because it literally just felt like that it kind of, like, in terms of the anime, it feels like they just did that to extend time. Like, they didn't actually, like, they didn't even want to justify it, right? And it kind of aggravated me. That's the one thing I don't fucking like. In my personal opinion, I just don't fucking like about, I just didn't like about that whole thing, is that you had the Chief be on the biggest bunch of bullshit, and that was a perfect time to develop the Chief's character. Also, the famous scene in the opening where you see the Chief get up and there's like this light from the background. You see Psycho and Shujin standing. That's from this particular episode. And honestly, it's kind of underwhelming compared to what it was when I first saw it in the opening. I'm like, oh, this must be a really epic moment. And it is in some sense. I do like Miura's development. Like, personally, I still like Hattori more. But Miura is like really closing the gap, because I'm really enjoying, like, to me, Hattori was like your teacher. Miura is like your childish teacher, like your teacher who's around your age and who clicks with you on simple shit. And it's like, I understand the whole point of this, to push Psycho, was like the whole guts thing about what his uncle told him, but I got that through the first season. Like, you didn't need to readdress it into a sick arc. You could have just, like, that's my whole thing. In the heartwarming moments, you know, also the fact that Hattori cries at the end when he hugs Psycho and Shujin, and he says that they're all too reckless and shit. You know, it's still heartwarming as fuck, because everyone loves Hattori. You can't hate Hattori. Like, you cannot hate Hattori. I can see people hating Miura. I like Miura, mind you. from what it looks like, the next episode is going to be based around Aoki and Nakai, as if like their ratings are dropping. Because mind you, if I believe right, Psycho is usually doing detective, which means literally all you have to do is get a fan base, and then after you keep going in, you're good. AJ, I believe, is just doing like typical shonen-ish stuff. Like, I believe it's like they don't really go around his work that much. I'm thinking Fukuda's work is like Beelzebub, because Beelzebub was like the first hint I got just by looking at his character and saying he likes to draw violent manga. He's probably doing some shit like Beelzebub. Except probably more violent. That or Fist of the North Star kind of shit. And Nakai and Aoki are probably doing some shoujo-ish type shonen. So I'm thinking they're going to develop Aoki and Nakai some more during this whole thing for next episode, which I don't mind because I like those characters. And obviously, Aoki finally stepped her game up. But now that we're done with the stupid... I kind of, I feel, I'm still gonna, I will say this about this whole hospital thing. I'm a little mad because it doesn't really show, to me, it doesn't show any true development in terms of Psycho's character. It's really just Psycho reaffirming what we already knew. Like, oh, he has guts. Oh, he likes Azuki. Like, the Azuki stuff with Psycho is like the only part of this I like. Because, like, Psycho by himself, nothing by himself I liked. Like, oh, well, I'll keep drawing until I die or some shit, or I'll quit school, or like all this shit was something I expected him to say anyway. Like, I kind of wish they had showed him, like, learning how to balance his life instead of just off-screening it. This would have been a good time to, like, if you could explain the off-screening of him balancing his life. Shujin only has to all Shujin has to do is come up with the story and kind of draw a name for it. Shujin has like the easiest job in the world, has like an easier job compared to Psycho. So I'm thinking it made sense to have Psycho go through the hospital stuff because he's doing more, strenuous and time-consuming work. I was thinking, okay, total perfect time to help him balance his life out a little bit and explain why when you off-screen him being chilled out, doesn't work. And, maybe develop the chief in the same way. No, we're just going to go through the typical shonen thing. And that's kind of disappointing in my opinion. This is probably the first disappointing thing I've watched in Bakuman. In second seasons, that shit tends to happen. It's not like so disappointing that, ruined forever. But it's kind of disheartening, especially when you've enjoyed the majority of the series, the entirety of the first season, and I think the only first season episode I didn't like was the Azuki filler, but it wasn't horrible because the Azuki filler kind of helped Azuki out a little bit, in my opinion. But this kind of, I don't know. I don't know, Jotango, if this is canon or not, so let me know if it's canon. You don't have to tell me anything else about it. I mean, I think we're done in terms of the hospital shit. But me personally, I'm just not a huge fan of this portion because it's kind of, they could have done it better. Like, I've said throughout these last, 2 or 3 episode reviews, they could have done this better and made me care a little bit, like, made me like the Chief. Because up to this point, the Chief has just been like this figurehead. This was like the first time he was actively in, like, hardcore in, like, an actual situation. And you made him look like a jackass. Like, he looks like a jackass throughout the entire thing. And instead of, trying to help justify his character, no, it's just because you're somebody's uncle. Like, he's really on some bias shit. So right now, I think the Chief is on some bias shit. And it doesn't even make sense why he accepted their work now. It wasn't like he said, oh, I'm testing you or some shit. No, he just fucking accepted the work. I'm sorry. That could have been done better. It's not a bad episode. The whole hospital thing was nice for the Azuki stuff. I'm just not a huge fan of the development of the characters it was based around besides Azuki and Psycho. Like, Psycho's development around Azuki was fine, but just Psycho by himself, no. I'm still annoyed by that whole fucking I picked manga over you bullshit. That still kind of aggravates me. But I thought all the Psycho Azuki moments were cute, so this is essentially my episode review. Life's a game. Oh no, this has been the Voice of Game from your boy Terrell. keep on drawing, and I'll catch you guys later. Thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Like if you liked it. Peace all.